Pleased to be joined now by the prodigy Victoria Lee up against Sunisa Srisen. Your one championship debut very soon. It's getting closer. How's everything going?
Everything's going great. Thank you.
What have you been up to since we last spoke, when the news broke that you were going to be signing for one? Now you finally have an opponent. So how did this all come about for you? How did you get the opponent and the date all sorted?
Well, since the last time we spoke, I've been training hard. I've had the chance to experience my first fight camp. And as we're wrapping it up, I'm excited to get ready and compete. Initially, I was planning on making my debut last year. However, for this bout, this is just the date that one championship offered me. So, yeah.
How's camp been? Do you train a lot with your siblings? Of course, Angela's quite busy right now, but is it a lot with Christian, and what kind of training partners are you rolling with at the moment?
So we train almost every day, 2 sessions a day. I'm training with both of my brothers, coached by my dad and my older brother, and occasionally my sister comes by to teach and offer me advice. Even though she's pregnant, she's still very involved in my camp.
Awesome. And what do you think of Sunisa? She had a tough fight against Stamp Fairtex, but before that she was on a bit of a run before she came to one championship. Have you had a good look at her, and what kind of weapons do you think she has that might be a threat to you?
I've watched all of her matches, and I've seen that she's a very, very tough opponent. She is an aggressive striker, and I think it's going to be a good match.
Where do you see yourself having the advantage here? What are you most looking forward to showing off in your debut?
I feel that my advantage is being able to train MMA as a whole, and I do believe that my skills are deeper in every area of the game.
Do you have a favorite martial art? I've seen some clips of you dominating in wrestling. You've got a really strong jiu-jitsu as well. What do you most love to train, and what do you most kind of what really of the martial arts jumps out at you the most?
I actually think MMA as a whole is the most fun because you get to really transition from striking to grappling and mix it all together. So I think MMA as a whole is my favorite.
How do you feel about your striking? I haven't seen personally a lot of your striking clips. Do you see yourself more as a boxer, or do you like Muay Thai? What kind of style would you say you have as a striker, and which area of your striking do you think is strongest?
I don't believe that my style of striking is too stylistic to being boxing or Muay Thai. I think that we train kind of like MMA striking, so strikes to set up entries, tie it in, and I'm just trying to improve my striking as a whole.
And this atomweight Grand Prix has got everybody excited. It seems like a massive motivating factor for all the atomweights right now. How big of a motivating factor is that for you right now, knowing that is kind of what everyone's talking about in your division?
The thought of being in the one atomweight Grand Prix is very exciting, but right now, as I'm just stepping into my professional career, I'm primarily focused on my debut.
Do you think the Grand Prix then is coming a little bit too soon for you? Are you quite happy to be patient with your career trajectory?
I think that the atomweight Grand Prix is full of the top atomweights in the division. And I do believe that right now, as I haven't made my debut yet, I'm just need to rack up a bit more experience.
Okay, and who do you think outside of Angela is the most exciting talent at atomweight right now? Is there anyone you really respect or you're intrigued by in the division?
I think that the women's atomweight division is honestly the most stacked division. There's so many exciting fighters, and I think that during this Grand Prix, we're going to see a lot of exciting matches come out of it.
So is there anyone in particular who you really respect and you like their style or who interests you?
I can't think of anyone in particular, um, but the whole atom weight roster is very talented.
That it is. Denise and Angela have developed a little bit of a rivalry that you must have noticed. How do you think you would fare in a fight with Denise?
I believe that Denice is a tough opponent, but I do think that I would win.
And how inspired were you by Christian's recent win against Yuri? Yuri came into that one undefeated. Christian did what he's done a lot of his career and he dominated. Was it inspiring for you to see that, knowing that you're going to be fighting soon as well?
Definitely. I was so proud of my brother because I was able to watch all the hard work and dedication he put into his fight camp and see it pay off as he had his first title defense.
And you, your brother's fighting Timothy Nastyukin next, which is going to be a pretty epic matchup. Do you think that might be the biggest test Christian has faced yet?
I do think that Timofey is a very tough contender in the lightweight division. However, my brother's the champ for a reason, and I know that he's going to come out with the win.
Okay, and finally, then, what's the most important thing to you about this debut? You know, some people, the result is everything. For some people, the performance is really important. When it's all said and done, and the fight is over, what do you want to have achieved from this match and from this debut?
Well, I'm very excited to make my debut, and my family has stressed to me the importance of not just the fight itself, but the whole process, you know, enjoying every part of the fight camp, as well as everything leading up to the fight and afterwards. And I just think what I would take away from this is that it would be, after this, would be the start of my professional career, and um, I can't wait for it.
I was just wondering, are you guys quite competitive in your family? Because everybody is pretty amazing at martial arts, and you all have so many achievements. I mean, you've already competed on a world stage in different martial arts before this. So is there a bit of banter between you, like you're making your debut 1 year before Christian is, and about about who can sort of get one up on the other? Do you guys do that kind of thing?
I would say that we are a competitive family, but not in that way. We're not trying to break anybody's records. We're supportive of each other. Um, our competitiveness is more to help each other grow, you know, push each other, but not to compare.
And so will it be Christian and your dad in your corner?
Unfortunately, because of the COVID restrictions, I'm only allowed one corner, so my dad will be cornering me for my fight.
Awesome. Well, really looking forward to seeing what you can do on your debut. It's getting ever closer. Good to talk to you, Victoria. All the best.
Thank you for having me.